The following is a non-profit fan-based parody. Battlefront, Battlefront 2 and Battlefront Classic are all owned by Dice Stockholm, Electronic Arts and Andrew motherfucking Wilson. Please support the official release.
Or not.
Or not. What do you think? We got a disclaimer now, Thomas. We're in the big money. We actually got some praise from our previous videos, Thomas.
Not from your girlfriend.
Not from my girlfriend. I've yet to wait to get some from your girlfriend, by the way, because you told me that she's been watching us.
Yeah, she said they were nice.
She said they were nice. Oh, well, why didn't you tell me that? Oh, okay. Well, anyway,
I didn't realise your ego needed it.
See, the community is growing, Thomas. It needs us. You see?
We promise that just because you compliment us, we're not gonna come and be your boyfriends. You don't want that.
So we've now got an official disclaimer. You know what we need next?
Oh God!
An official goddamn theme tune. Here we go. Chowder, more chowder. Thank God it's got big man dough. Tom, you can pesto. Ay. Swings.
Oh God.
There we go. So for those of you totally confused by what just happened, basically, if you recall our last playthrough of a game,
a long time ago.
Well, not too long. So we did For Honor. We did For Honor, and
still a few weeks back.
It was, yeah. And when referring to certain characters within the game, who will remain nameless, I used the term weeaboo. And as a result of that, Tom decided to whip out the old chloroform and duct tape, and he's been forcing me to sit through the
I keep on my person at all times.
And at all times, he's got it on his belt right now, and he's been forcing me to sit through
my belt is actually made of duct tape.
It's very painful. I don't really want to talk about it. And he's been forcing me to sit through the Dragon Ball Z abridged TV series. Yes. Under much duress.
And then he went and watched the entire Tournament of Power arc from Dragon Ball Super on his own.
Well, see that
with no encouragement from me.
Well, see that's the important, and this is great because this really brings it back to the Battlefront as well. Because you see, as I've said many a time by now, Thomas, I liken it to Stockholm Syndrome. Also, I've associated with my captors a lot more now, and of course, Battlefront being made by Dice Stockholm. So there we go, it's bringing it back. You see.
Dice is a Swedish company.
Dice is Swedish, yeah. Do you know that?
No. I imagine you told me at one point and then I forgot.
You didn't assume like maybe German, did you? Because of Andrew Wilson.
I thought it was American.
American, oh, okay.
I tend to assume all these companies are American.
Yeah, I think there is a Los Angeles branch actually, but yeah, it's Stockholm, it's Sweden. Yeah. Yes, so we are back. We're back from our Battlefront fast, our traditional Battlefront fast. As you know, we play a little bit and then we take an extended break because it's hashtag introverts and all that.
Well, hashtag waiting for the fucking updates.
yes, something like that.
Can you swear in a hashtag? I don't know.
I really don't care. And so yeah, we're back today. We've got some arcade content to play through today, and some juicy scroll across my buttocks controversy to discuss as well today.
I tuned out there.
So if you remember,
what kind of video is this?
So if you remember last time, Thomas, on Battlefront, I think the last time we played this, we did Starfighter Arcade. Is that right?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
That would have been the last time.
Yes.
And for some, which I remember working fantastically.
Yes. Well, I'm so glad you put it that way, because as of this current update, Starfighter Arcade is now officially broken. It is utterly balked.
When you say broken, in a balanced sense or a technical sense?
So I'm just going to whip out my phone. So actually, I've got my.
Whip it out for the lads.
Yes, whip it out, and I've got my notes as well.
You've made notes.
I've made notes.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, see, the people need us, Thomas. I'd like to give back to the community a little bit. Put a little extra effort for them. It's what they need. And so on my phone, I've got some.
That one comment on the YouTube video really went to your head, didn't it?
It's fair. Yeah, got to look after them. Thomas. And so basically,
you've got to look after him.
After him, yes. Yeah.
The one person.
Yeah.
We love you, guy.
Yeah.
Whoever you are.
Well, he did say I had a very strong voice as well.
Yeah, because you're wearing the mic.
I'm wearing the mic. Well, I might have something to do with it, but yeah. Thanks for bursting my ball. So
What I'm here for.
So basically, once we got this update, one of the members of SoloPlayersMatter, Lando Griffin from Twitter. If you what's from Family Guy? You know that reference? Lando Griffin?
I know the Griffins. I don't know what Lando Griffin is.
That's okay. It's this guy. Zoom.
Is that from the Blue Harvest episode?
No. That's like an alias because Peter went undercover at the school and he used the name Lando Griffin as a student. So yeah.
I don't like Family Guy.
Doesn't like Family Guy.
It's shit.
So this guy basically played through some Starfighter Arcade, and he showed us the scoreboard after his match.
Oh god, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. You take a look there. I'm just showing a picture on my phone for Tom of the scoreboard for Lando Griffin's match. Got the Galactic Empire side there. What's their score?
The fuck?
They got 0 kills throughout the entire match.
So he was playing as the Rebels, obviously.
Yes. They got 0 kills.
Is that the Empire being broken, or is that AI being broken?
Well, see,
how many kills did his teammates get?
I think not your teammates because it's different for each particular map. But I tried it myself on the Ryloth map, one of my favourite ones, Clone Wars 1. I had
That's
the same
one with the Lucre hole.
With Lucre, yes.
I remember it well.
Yes, it was the first one we did.
Yeah.
And the CIS got the same problem. They didn't get any kills, and worse still, not only did they all fly outside the map.
Ah, fuck that noise.
If you recall, there are
I hate those map boundaries.
Yeah. If you recall, there's the CIS.
If you don't believe me, watch our previous video.
Yeah. Give a like, give a subscribe. Ding our dongs.
Excuse me. Don't do that. Don't listen to this man.
So there's the capital ships in the distance as well for that map. I think they're the Dreadnoughts, the CIS ones. Is that what they're called?
The Providence.
With the fins.
With the fins? You mean...
Well, with the fin at the back. Is that the Dread? That's not the Dreadnought, is it?
Like the invisible hand.
Yeah, that one.
Providence Dreadnought, yeah.
Okay, right, cool.
Yeah, the Providence.
So they're way off in the distance.
Actually, interesting interesting.
Everything we say is interesting.
Boring Star Wars fact, there's actually 2 versions of the Providence.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's the Providence Cruiser.
Okay.
And the Providence Dreadnought. They're exactly the same design.
Okay.
One's just bigger than the other.
Oh, okay.
Like the Invisible Hand, I think, was a cruiser.
Oh, right.
Providence Cruiser.
Oh, right.
But there is a Providence Dreadnought, which is like a size up.
Oh, okay.
Exactly the same design. Exactly the same appearance.
Yeah.
And if there's
is it much
next
difference?
to it,
Is it much difference in size?
I think it's about the difference between the Providence Cruiser is about the size of a Venator.
Oh, okay.
I think the Providence Dreadnought is maybe about the size of an Imperial one.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll take your word for it.
About half as much again, I would say.
Okay. So basically, you've got a couple of those in the way far background on that map. They're all clustered over there. They're all tiny specks in the distance. That's how far away they are.
Well, all the
AIs, your friendlies and the enemies. Yeah, they're all over there. They're all over there. Now,
if it's outside of the playable bounds of the map, why have they bothered to put space there?
Yeah.
Why is that an area that the game generates that the AI can go into?
Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know if that's the case for every single map, because I don't recall that. I'm not sure if that was a thing when I played the Endor map, which is the one that Lando Griffin played, because I did that as well just to check if it was several maps. But so Ryloth had both of those problems. Endor, from what I gather, had at least the no points for their entire faction, no kills whatsoever.
That's embarrassing.
It's pretty bad. And you want to know the ironic thing? The reason this happened is because in this update, which is mostly for multiplayer, imaginably.
I'm gonna guess the reason this happened is because DICE and EA are collectively morons.
Well, let me just find the picture. There we go. So
No, wait,
was.
I'm gonna guess this happened because DICE were trying to fix it and EA rushed them to release something.
Yeah. So we got one fix for arcade modes, and it was specifically for Starfighter Arcade.
Yeah.
And it says, I've got the bullet point here from the article. It says, fixed an issue where AI starfighters would be too evasive and avoid the player in combat. Well, they done fucked that up, didn't they?
If you ask me, they made them more evasive.
They made them much more evasive, yeah. To the
So
point,
evasive, they're not on the map
they're
anymore.
not even there anymore. They just, it's like the worst kind of upgrade to AI
They
you could possibly
evaded the
want.
entire battle.
God, Jesus Christ.
Which is the smart thing to do.
Yeah, and I want to add as well that it's not like a visual glitch from the scoreboard. You know the reinforcement meter at the top of the screen that shows you your numbers?
Your reinforcement meter doesn't decrease at all.
Doesn't decrease at all. No, doesn't decrease at all.
Oh, God, how to break a game.
Yeah.
4 easy steps.
Yeah, they had literally one job, Starfighter Arcade, just that one fix, and that's how much they messed it up. So it's pretty bad.
That's
pretty embarrassing.
that is pretty
Yes.
bad.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. So.
Okay, so there remains no good Starfighter game.
Yeah. Well, no. In all fairness, actually, because I don't want us to come off as a channel that's just, because we are laughing about this, we're having a joke about it, and it does obviously annoy us, and that comes through as well, I believe. But we are also fair, we do offer praise and understanding when needed. In all fairness, on the day that we got this update, the day that I found this stuff out as well, I did tweet to the devs, and they did respond.
Oh, good.
Immediately. They did say, yep, we apologise, there is going to be a hotfix. Early next week.
That?
No, this was this week when it came out. So they said, yeah, it'll be hopefully come out early next week. So, at the very least...
They're responsive.
Yeah, they're responsive, yeah. I mean, obviously we don't know until we get it, but...
It can't be fun as a developer.
No.
And I'm sure they, like anyone, they want to take pride in their work.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure it's not fun to put out something flawed.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
You don't want to put out a game that has technical bugs.
Yes.
Where certain modes of it are just broken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that has kind of been a hallmark with this entire... Well, with EA.
It really has, and as well with the community in general, not just PvE players, but PvP players, feeling as though they've been waiting for so long for content, not even just with waiting for the progression system to be fixed, because obviously there was a drought at that point with content. You understand why to some extent, but that's not the case anymore, and it hasn't been the case for a while, and...
The thing that gets me is it's not just because it's a Star Wars game and we want a good Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Please. Haven't had a good Star Wars game since I don't even know what the last good Star Wars game was. Probably Republic Commando.
Yeah, I actually played that one, yeah, but yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah.
DICE can make good games. We've seen it in the past.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe not games we enjoy particularly, but games that were well made.
Yes.
And there's obviously been skill put into this. I mean, it's not a terrible game.
Yeah, of course.
If it was a terrible game, we wouldn't be fucking talking about it.
Absolutely, we wouldn't be here.
We'd just ignore it. We'd be spending our time on better things.
Yes.
There is so much potential in Battlefront.
Yeah.
I mean, you can watch our old videos. We have fun with the game.
Yeah, definitely.
It is a lot of fun to play.
And we're going to have fun today as well. I'm sure that there's good things to talk about in this update, and I can't wait to talk about them. But
every good thing that's come out of this game seems to come paired with something shitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Battlefront 1 came out and people weren't satisfied. Oh, we're making Battlefront 2, it's going to have this.
Yeah.
Everyone was excited for it. Oh, and then loot crates.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Good update comes and then it breaks the game.
Yeah.
Or they
exactly.
announce something we all want and then it gets delayed for 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah.
It's like every step forward, there's another step back.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And you can see, it doesn't take a genius to see that most of the good stuff is coming from the real work that DICE devs have put into it.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Definitely.
real skill that they do have for this craft. And pretty much all of the bad stuff can be laid at EA's door.
Yeah.
The money gouging.
Yes, yes.
The progression system that EA inflicted on this.
Yeah, yeah.
The rush development times that that DICE couldn't possibly deliver.
Yeah.
And then the update schedule, just abysmal.
Yeah.
Just abysmal community management, like the PR.
And the Reddit posts,
the PR for this game has been terrible.
Yeah, it has. It really has.
And you can blame that almost entirely on EA.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like this could have been a really great game.
Yeah.
Like the first Battlefront 2 way back on the PS2.
The pandemic one, yeah. Yeah.
That was a really good game.
Yeah. It had its problems.
Oh, well, of course it did.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course it did. But it was a good game for the time.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it still holds up as a good game now. And it was sold as a good game. And you didn't have to wait months after paying full price for it to be fixed.
Yeah, and for it to receive a decent amount of content, really.
And LucasArts was bringing out a whole load of Star Wars games at that point in time.
Yeah.
If you look back at the library of Star Wars games on the PlayStation 2, I mean, you got both Battlefronts, both old Battlefronts.
Yeah, yeah.
Star Wars Starfighter, Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. I think Republic Commando was on the PS2.
No, it was Xbox.
Was it Xbox?
It was
exclusive?
Xbox and PC, yeah. Yeah, otherwise I would have had it. Trust me, I know. But no, you make profit. I mean, do you remember I showed you a chart?
EA has brought out Battlefront since Disney acquired Star Wars. We've had Battlefront 2015, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This game.
Yeah. That mobile game that you play, Galaxy of Heroes.
Galaxy of Heroes, yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
One.
And that's in the space of, what is it, like 6 years or something?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Because there was a chart that I showed you last time I saw you, and it showed the difference between what EA have done in 6 years with the Star Wars license and what LucasArts did. LucasArts brought out, was it like 14 games or something ridiculous like that? It was something like 14 games.
I know games take more time to make these days.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And from what I understand of the video games industry, which is not very much,
yeah.
It is a very inefficient process.
Yes.
At AAA level.
Yeah.
It's a very inefficient process. But for God's sake, the Star Wars license is free reign to print money.
Exactly.
Like, it's guaranteed profit. If you bring out anything with Star Wars on it. I mean, that was even true after the prequels.
Yeah.
When no new Star Wars content was really being made except the Clone Wars TV show, and even before the Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah.
When no new content was being made. Period.
Yeah. I mean, the capacity for story-based stuff as well with Star Wars. And how many story-based games have we had from EA?
0.
We've had loads cancelled, haven't we? We've had several of them cancelled that we've heard in like rumours and leaks.
I mean, the thing is, it doesn't have to be Battlefront. You could do a new BioWare-style KOTOR story game, like not set in the same, like set in canon, obviously.
So many people asking for that.
New Disney canon, but you could have an RPG. You could have another strategy game that we haven't had since Galaxy at War, I don't think.
I mean, you played those, haven't you? You like those kinds of games?
I still play them.
You still play them, yeah.
I wish there was an updated version with modern technology and graphics.
Yeah.
I would pay through the nose for that, but EA have buried their heads in the sand.
It's all about following the latest fad, though, isn't it? It's all about, because like for a while it was survival games, and then it was like open, like battle royale, open world, looter shooters. They're all just copying each other. They're all too afraid to take risks and try something new and something they can't monetize, through the nose. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
It's depressing, is what it is, because there's real potential there.
There is, yeah.
I mean, look at that picture of Grievous. Like, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, definitely. I think you're going to really enjoy him.
I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I enjoy playing this game, as anyone can tell.
Yeah.
I just wish it didn't take so damn long for them to pull their heads out of their arse and deliver what we know they can do.
Yeah. Do you know how much? Because obviously I've been following the game a lot more than you have, because I own the game and so on, and I've got the Twitter for this arcade playthrough and so on. Do you remember I told you about the Conquest style mode that they eventually said that they would try to make?
With the checkpoints and the capturing territory.
Yes. So we don't have details on it still yet,
no,
but something like that.
Yeah. Mentioned that.
So I think on the original roadmap that they put out, because eventually they put out roadmaps to help improve communication, which is something the new community manager has really tried to strong arm.
That's a thankless bloody job, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. He honestly, I think he's really done the best job he can in many respects. There's still been slip-ups, of course, and we'll talk about those as well.
Yeah.
But like he's really tried to sort of improve the communication a lot. He's tried to set up like dev streams, not managed to get any yet, but he's talked about that. He's done the community transmissions, the articles on the website, which he does. He does like maybe a few a month, which isn't too bad. You got like maybe almost once a week. Sometimes
That's
it does vary.
good going.
It compared to what it was, which was just nothing. It's a big improvement. He's even stayed like really late nights sometimes, just to ensure that he can wait for approvals to tell us about new content that's coming. And we appreciate that, and I do believe that he is trying, and that's great.
That's the thing. That's the tragedy of this game and EA as a whole.
Yeah.
There are so many people who are clearly really, really trying.
Yeah.
And I just wish they were working for a company that valued that.
Yeah, definitely.
And that helped to enable them. They should be working with the company, with EA, with their publishers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rather than working almost against them.
Absolutely. And so on these roadmaps, we got to see an approximate date for the release of this big Conquest type mode that a lot of people were excited for. Naturally, because Conquest was the thing of the original games. And so originally it was slated to release for winter last year. Winter last year. They didn't give approximate, months at that point, because this roadmap was from months in advance. So naturally, game dev changes all the time, I can imagine.
Yeah, you're gonna have delays, unforeseen things.
Yeah.
Something might break your game.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it got delayed to January. Then it got delayed
which is still in winter.
Yeah, still in winter. Then delayed to February.
Which is also still in winter.
And now it's delayed to March.
Yeah.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's because the devs want to take pride in their work and not release something unfinished and broken, but then it's like, why is it taking this long? Why is the team just not big enough to make content for this game? Like, even, like, they released the heroes, the 4 Clone Wars heroes that we're going to play today. They released them once a month, right? So it's not like you didn't get like Grievous and his counter together, to make sure the hero roster was even.
Yes.
You got one a month with maybe a couple clone skins, or maybe even just one clone skin. Like I think Obi-Wan only got his 212th Legion. That was the only clone skin you got. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Some of them released with 2. Like I think. I don't know actually. Now I think about it, because originally the first clone skin update was by itself, and that was the Elite Cores update, and that was the one that had the 327th, the yellow guys, and the 41st Elite Cores, the green camo guys.
Grease guys.
Yes, Grease guys, basically. They didn't have a hero, they were just by themselves. Then Grievous was the next month. And the thing is, a lot of the heroes have been delayed a month as well, each. Like I think Anakin and Dooku might have been slated for like winter 2017 as well, and Dooku released January, and Anakin only released this past week, so February.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that could still be classed as winter.
You said winter 17. You mean
I
winter
did say
18?
no. It did say winter 17 on the roadmap.
Jesus
I remember that.
Christ.
I do remember that. So there's been a lot of delays, and for all the people saying, well, where's this content? You know, what about this idea? This thing we've been asking for ages. You know, where's Droidicus? Where's the big map for offline modes? You know.
You mean broken speeders?
Yeah, broken speeders. Yeah, we'll get into that. But it just seems like with so much stuff being delayed, even when they're releasing one hero a month, as little as one hero a month, good heroes, well-designed heroes, but still only one hero a month, when you can't even manage to do that in time, I think it's kind of telling that maybe the team isn't big enough for this game, and for what the community wants.
Big enough, or maybe just not efficiently set up, because...
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, it might be too big, and because integrating the work of multiple people is a job in itself sometimes.
That's true. It could be that, but it just...
I mean, the thing that gets me is, judging from what I hear, mainly from you, everything gets delayed. Not, as far as I can make it out, not a single update to this game has come out on schedule.
Yeah.
And the delays are huge. Yeah. Like, months... From a month up to maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
And if everything's getting delayed, and delayed by that much, why bother putting out a roadmap at all? Because it's obvious that they don't know how long these things are going to take.
Well, in all fairness, they did make that point, or a point very similar to it, and I do sympathise with that. You know, dev times change. You know, it fluctuates. You know,
not by that much though. Like if you. Maybe this is EA. Maybe this is EA's community engagement showing again.
Yeah.
Or lack of community engagement.
Yeah.
It just really speaks to poor workflow management in a word.
Yes.
Without getting too like business.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's just like if you have no idea when a task you've been given is going to be completed, and you pull a day out of your arse for the purposes of public relations, I mean, what are they playing at? Yeah. I mean, these people have made games before.
Yeah.
They've made games before. They've been making this game for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
You should know how long these things are going to take, roughly. Like, if you give yourself as broad a window as an entire season, winter, whatever. Yeah. That's a very broad area to try and hit. And I'm not blaming the devs for this. I know it's difficult, and God knows what kind of demands their bosses and the publishers are putting on them.
Yes.
But when you do a job that you've done I don't know how many times before, you know how long it's going to take you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And to toss out a date to try and appease fans, and then basically treat it as though, oh yeah, we said that, well, it's insulting, basically.
It is.
It's like I'm not saying that. I don't want to seem like that kind of entitled fan who thinks that developers are making their own personal dream project. Yeah. Because they're not. They're making something for mass consumption, and it's a big game. It's not a focused story game. There's a lot of moving parts in this.
It's an unwieldy thing.
It's a very complicated thing to try and make. But if you're going to tell the fans, your customers, if the community around your game, if you're going to tell them something, and try and get on side with them, try and have some goodwill, then you be serious about that and give us correct information.
Yeah.
Because just bullshitting and throwing out a date you think you might be able to make is just going to make everyone angrier. As you can probably tell.
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah. All great points, to be honest, yeah. And that's all coming from someone who doesn't really follow the game as much as probably a lot of the people who, who like me play the game regularly, and people who want to watch videos like this as well. So that's more of an outsider's perspective. And
oh yeah, I only play it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't even own this game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we also mentioned the crash speeder and environmental clutter. We've got to open up that particular can of worms. Unfortunately, it's been so long.
The infamous picture is actually your PS4 home screen.
It is, yes. For perhaps rather sinister reasons. It does look pretty. I like it. Quite nice.
Honestly, if it was just a piece of Star Wars art, it would be great.
Yes.
The fact that it's supposed to be from a game and it includes things that arenn't in that game is just a bit hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we could very clearly see. I made a point of pointing out to Thomas, right, what do you think this is? He didn't need any prompting. He said, that's a droidica. That's it. It's a droidica. I've even shown the close-up as well on my phone, close-up pictures. It's a droidica.
You don't need the close-ups.
No,
it's
you don't.
A droidica.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's not the clearest thing in the world, maybe the resolution that Matt has it at, but you can see very clearly.
Yeah.
There's the base of the droidica. There's the rightmost leg.
Yeah.
There's the right arm.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in Star Wars that looks like that.
Yeah. And yet they put it in the artwork, and naturally fans saw it. Fans scrutinised it. They went over it with a fine-tooth comb, because that's what fans do, And they saw it, and they got super excited, and they thought, "Oh my God, could this be like a little hint? Maybe we're getting droidicas this update. Maybe they're coming next update. Maybe that's why the picture's quite small. It's coming in future." Turns out it wasn't. It turns out that was just, and I quote, environmental clutter or a crashed speeder. Apparently, that's what they assumed it was when they did their once-over before they approved the picture, and it just looks so sloppy.
See, that's the thing I don't get.
Yeah.
Is one, you're right, it is sloppy to approve a picture. Because people are eager. To have a droideca in the game.
People are eager for anything at this point. They've been waiting so long for content at that point. And then you go and do that. It's like, oh no, you've already stressed that their patience so thin, and then you do this as well.
It's the thing about, honestly, why lie?
Yeah.
That's the main question for me is why bother lying to us? Because no one who cares at all about Star Wars, no one with any interest in Star Wars, is going to look at that and believe for a second that that's not a droideca.
Yeah.
No one in the world is going to believe that. And for someone to say, I assume they were serious, for someone to say and then expect us to believe that, no, it's a crash speeder, it's environmental clutter. I mean, how stupid do you think we are?
I think when he said it, he was trying to say more that when we did our once-over, we assumed it was. That's more.
Then they should have got someone who was who had seen the films, possibly.
Yeah, exactly.
The size of the team that I assume they have on this, and the fact that this company has been given the Star Wars license to make games.
Yeah.
I assume there are some people who are fans of Star Wars on the staff.
Absolutely.
Or maybe an intern, maybe someone's son. Maybe someone's daughter. You could have given that picture to anyone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyone.
Absolutely.
I mean, for God's sake, I don't expect everyone at a company to be a fan of the properties they're working on.
No, of course not. No.
I mean, not everyone who works at DICE is going to be a fan of Star Wars. Not everyone who works on the team is going to be a fan of Star Wars. For some of them, it's just going to be a job, and that's fine. That's life.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not... don't really want everyone on it to be a fan. It's not important to me. It's much more important that they can do their jobs.
Yes, yeah.
But the marketing team, if they're approving artwork, should know what they're talking about.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
And then to come out with that whole crash speeder bullshit. I mean, maybe they're saying, "Oh, we thought that's what it was," or maybe they're saying, "No, that's what it is, and you should believe us." But honestly, I would have more respect for them if they just came out and said, "Oh yeah, we missed that. Sorry, that's an oversight. Droiddeckers aren't actually in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry for raising your hopes." I would have more respect for them if they came out and said that.
Yes.
Rather than something which to me seems transparently a lie.
They did eventually say, "We're sorry." They did eventually say that, but...
because they were getting hung, drawn and quartered on the internet.
Quite possibly, yeah. Quite possibly. It's a damn shame, but this is stuff that we have to talk about, I think. I want to document all of this. I want to document Battlefront's journey under EA. You know, I think that's really important. God, it's so laughable, some of it. It really is. It's ridiculous, and it's such a shame.
The depressing thing for me is that this, as we've said before, this is a good game. We wouldn't be bothering to play it if it wasn't a good game.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure when it reaches the end of its life cycle and all the updates and all the patches and all the fixes have been done, it will be a good game.
Yes.
And hopefully, at least on the single player, the local multiplayer, it'll carry on being a good game.
Hopefully.
Just like Battlefront 2 2005 is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we still play that. We still play the original Battlefront.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if we get our large offline mode as well. Yeah. It can continue being, a great game. You can enjoy those mechanics and but...
this can be a game that we're still playing in 10 years' time. Like we still play the old Battlefronts.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I object to is the fact that the journey is insulting. Basically, it's like if the issue was just the game, then that would be one thing. But it's not just the game; it's the way the companies are treating the player base.
Yeah,
and they're treating us. They're treating you.
Yeah.
Because I just come round to my friend's house and play it.
And I just play offline.
To you guys about it.
I don't even play like the majority of the game, most of the PvP side of it.
But EA and DICE to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
EA are treating you guys like shit.
Yeah.
And they are. And we know from their intention with the loot crates that this is just an excuse to gouge money out of you.
Yes.
This could be a really good game, but the way EA's approached it and the way they're just trying to get as much money out of you as possible, honestly, it's sickening.
As little as possible as well. Maybe this is just part of the problem of their games as a service system. There's so many games releasing like this now where we're asking the question, does this game feel complete to you? And the answer is so often no. Like Anthem came out recently and I played the beta with my friends for the free beta and Open Access 2. I was surprised there was a free beta because usually betas nowadays are pre-order only, which is just unbelievable. But this free demo, it wasn't a beta, sorry, it was a demo. They called it a free demo.
Yes, I saw you play it.
Yeah, and we had fun. It wasn't perfect, it was generic, but we at least had fun with it.
I had more fun at its expense, I have to admit.
That's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like, you were walking around the hub area, and I mean, people complained about the face animation in Andromeda, but God, Anthem is worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, totally agree with you. But we at least had fun with its core mechanics, and we still looked at it and we thought, there's not much content here. Now, this is a demo.
Best Iron Man game I've ever seen.
This is a. I mean, all the Marvel games are shit. Let's be honest. I mean, so far they are.
Spider-Man.
Oh no, Spider-Man. Other than Spider-Man, which is fantastic.
What was the last Marvel game that came out before Spider-Man?
Maybe one of the Marvel vs. Capcoms. I don't know.
They were good.
They're probably
You
okay.
liked Marvel vs. Capcom
I liked
3.
the cactus guy. I liked ukulele cactus guy. He was life. He was everything to me, Thomas. And he's not in the future games anymore, so that point's not relevant anymore. Those games are probably okay, but a lot of like the movie time games, like literally the Iron Man games for the movies, they were probably shit. Let's be honest.
Never played them.
From the reviews I've seen from Angry Joe,
Didn't even know they existed.
yeah,
To be
the
honest.
movie license games, awful. But Anthem, it still felt like it lacked content, and it was a demo. But the game's released now, and guess what? It feels like it's lacking content. I haven't bought it.
Well,
I've watched
the demo
reviews.
came out like a couple of weeks before the
Exactly.
actual release.
Exactly.
Nothing's going to change.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Exactly. So, but everyone trying to defend it. Yeah. That's truth, and I think it's sadly the case for so many AAA games now. It's all this games as a service stuff, even non-EA stuff. It's all about just releasing this very empty base experience and just patching through the rest of the game. And you have to wait, like your release date isn't a release date anymore. You have to wait like 6 months to a year till the game actually feels full or well designed even.
I am always in favour of games getting new content.
Yeah, same.
I mean, most of the games I play are from a long time ago.
Yeah.
But Star Wars Empire at War was a great game.
Yeah.
And then they came out with an expansion pack. You remember expansion packs?
Was that the Forces of Corruption?
Yeah, sort of a
okay.
sequel, sort of an expansion.
Okay.
Games used to come out with expansion packs. You used to get games like Skyrim, to go back a little less far, that were complete games, and then would have standalone DLC add-ons.
Lots of bugs.
Lots
of bugs.
That's a side effect of the open world game.
Yeah, a game of that size, it's gonna have bugs.
And putting out a game and then patching it to fix bugs, I'm in favour of that. That's something that internet access for all your games is a real benefit to. Because it used to be that if your CD shipped with a bug on it, then you were just fucked.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
That game was unplayable, and if you were lucky, you'd get a refund.
Yeah.
But that's technical fixes. Chopping up a game into little individual bits of content, and then making people pay for each individual thing.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine if you tried to buy Skyrim, and you'd had to buy each individual area of the game separately.
Yeah, so each hold.
Yeah.
Like Wyron Hole, the Rift.
Or Mass Effect, and you'd had to buy access to each planet individually.
Yeah.
It's so transparently an effort to extort money from people.
Yes.
And
yes.
EA... I mean, this is going terribly, and EA's got a terrible reputation, but they're making millions.
Yeah.
They're profiting from all this bullshit.
Yeah. Do you want some numbers though? So I've got some hard numbers that I've actually learned from some journalists. So basically, I think EA were trying to reassure their investors at one point, because apparently the sales for the recent Battlefield 5, if you're aware of that game at all, World War II, their generic first-person shooter multiplayer.
The latest iteration.
Yeah, latest annualization. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yes. It apparently didn't sell very well.
Surprise.
It sold over 7 million copies, and EA deemed it a failure.
This is how expensive games are to make these days.
This is why microtransactions exist. It's because the games industry is just collapsing under the weight of its own unsustainable growth, as Jim Sterling puts it.
Games industry.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah, that's what I meant.
The thing is, games don't need to be as expensive as they are. You really don't need to put as much money into these things as you do.
It makes you think where the money goes, though, because so much of it is about graphics, isn't it? And how much else has really improved, do you think, in a lot of games? I think the focus is often graphics, and I think, you know what, yes, Battlefront looks amazing, but do we need it to look this good? I don't. I wouldn't mind if it looked a bit worse, and it meant it had more content.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Compare games now to games 2 or 3 years ago. So the same console, PS4, Xbox One.
Yes.
Compare games now to games a few years ago.
Yeah.
Honestly, unless you look at them side by side, there really is not much difference.
Yeah.
I mean, I have more fun with something like Skyrim, which is showing its age, I'll admit.
You only just started playing it.
Yeah, well, I only recently had something capable of playing it.
Yes, yeah. But you're really enjoying it?
I'm really enjoying it, yes. And I prefer that to any of the Far Cry's I've seen you
I
play.
totally agree. I've played several Far Cry's now. They are so basic. They feel so generic and so empty compared to Skyrim. Fun in their own way, possibly, but I wouldn't trade those experiences for Skyrim. It just feels so hollow. The open world, it's not an open world. It just feels like it's all part of this kind of follow a fad focus group. Let's do what the chart says mentality from corporations. It's there to tick a box. It's not there because they really want to push it as far as it can go and do as much as they can, like they do with Skyrim. It feels so empty and it's so lifeless and boring and it's so lacking.
Ubisoft wanted to bring out a new sandbox this year. That's basically what the Far Cry games are.
Yeah.
So what Assassin's Creed has become.
It's budget Skyrim. Yeah.
Ubisoft want to bring out a sandbox this year.
Yeah.
Because that's in their business plan.
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna bring out all the companies. They just want a cash cow.
Yeah.
They want something that they can milk and that they can keep getting us to pay for.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the FIFA games.
Yes.
I mean, or the Madden games if you're American.
Yeah.
How much can the mechanics of those games really have changed?
Yeah.
And yet they expect people to pay full price year upon year. For what?
Yeah.
For what additional content?
For more microtransactions, for their Ultimate Team garbage that apparently sparked the whole loot box craze over the years. I don't know really. I don't know.
I mean, you said that EA were trying to reassure their investors, their shareholders.
Yeah.
And honestly, I believe it, because none of the AAA games companies, publishers or developers really, but especially publishers, not a one of them, I think, prioritises players.
Yes, yeah.
Not one of them, I think, prioritises their own workers, but especially not players.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, the community... The games industry, maybe more so than a lot of other industries that have been around longer, like films or TVs, is still a community.
Yeah.
Like there still is a community of gamers.
Yes.
In a broad sense.
Yeah.
You couldn't say the same thing about readers.
No.
Or film watchers.
Yeah.
And to make games to satisfy your company's investors rather than to make good games that people want to play is so backwards to me.
Yes, so absolutely.
It's just so arse backwards. It's like, if people when you make a game, you should be thinking, is this fun to play?
Yeah.
Not is this going to make me a shit ton of money?
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're not even making a game, when you're some executive up a glass skyscraper, thinking, are the drones making something that will make me a lot of money?
Yeah.
I don't know. I find it depressing, personally.
I've got more to say, but I'm just going to hit the record button just to make sure we don't miss that.